and welcome to Creative Roots Ministry service for Soil and Soul this Sunday. Just adjust the camera here now. There you go. You can kind of see me a bit more, maybe not. So welcome to this. Thank you for showing up today. It's really awesome to join you here on YouTube through the right use of social media. I'm just so happy to be alive and aware and awake today. It's a beautiful day for being. Creative Roots Ministry was set up to serve. So this is a service, it's to serve humanity. We're here for serving people, places and things like the planet. You know, we're here to help bring the light and shine the light to the dark, to the difficult subjects, to look at the challenges that are in the world today and return to a place of clarity so we can address what is and then find what's beyond what we see with our eyes and find the absolute truth in what really is happening in the moment. So we're going to start today with a meditation. We're just going to bring ourselves back to ourselves and our breath. And reconnect with who we truly are. And the amazing, beautiful thing about meditation is there isn't really a wrong way to do it. There's only your way. And that's finding the right way for you. You could be walking down a pathway, in which case you don't want to close your eyes. You could be singing, you could be dancing, or you could be just sitting in stillness. And as you return to change your focus, so you're training yourself to alter where your focus is at, you'll find you're more able to return to a place of peace within yourself. And from that place of peace, you'll always be able to come back to clarity, no matter what it can seem that's going on around you. So when we drop into that silence within ourselves, or whether there's music or noises going on out there, always returning back to ourselves, we can choose to notice something. Sometimes we can look around ourselves and recognize maybe there's a point on the wall that we can stare at, and we can keep our eyes fully open for that meditation, staring at that point, the single pointed focus. And sometimes we can just come back to listening to the noises around us. But one of the main things that we can do, as in the most common thing that people do, is they return to the breath. And as we return to the breath, we're able to notice the breath entering our nostrils or our mouth. And then we're able to notice there's a temperature change. It's usually cool as we're breathing in, and it usually gets warm as we're breathing out. So we can notice those temperature changes. Other things that are very common, we can notice our chest rising and falling. You don't have to do conscious breaths or aware breaths for that. You just need to just sit down. And as you sit down, without trying to breathe, you'll notice you just breathe naturally. It's one of those beautiful, wonderful things where we're just able to breathing naturally, and just breathing right here and right now into this beautiful moment. And sometimes we can feel a little tense, a little uneasy. So in which case we can bring ourselves in and tense everything up on purpose. And you're thinking, but we're supposed to be meditating. This is really a really awesome way of letting ourselves really drop our tension and return back to the body in a more focused way, a more deliberate way. So we can tense ourselves up, just tense up the face, the hands, the arms, the body, tense ourselves up, breathe it in and then release. And as we release, we're letting all that tension go. So again, we can bring it all in, allow that tension to be there, giving full permission for our tension to be there. And then as we breathe out, push the tension away. And another way is bringing back, allowing that tension to be there, screwing up all sorts of bits in our bodies. Taking a deep breath in. And then as we exhale, we're going to release with a sigh of ah. So that's 3 different ways to allow that tension to release itself into the body. So, hello, Joachim. Hello, Sharaday Zaidi. I do apologise for if I get your name wrong. Hi, Team Dino. So, welcome. So we're just returning to our beautiful breath that we're all sharing right here, right now, and in this moment. So coming back to the breath, it's beautiful to be with you all today and sharing that beautiful breath that we're all breathing together in this one world, in this as one global family. We're breathing this one breath, this one element of air that is in abundance everywhere. So allowing ourselves to be here and be present with this breath. Like I say, we don't have to do anything particularly. We only just need to be present and allow the breath to do its thing. Allow the body to breathe the breath. The body consort, it knows what it's doing. It's always supporting us to the best of its abilities. If we let our mind get out of the way, our body consort will just take over and get on with doing what it does best. So breathing now. Returning to our heart space or our heart place. Just that centre of being. Recognising we're sitting or standing or lying. And we're present in our body consort. We are not our body, but we are present with our body. And we notice the breath is breathing. We're noticing we can listen and we can hear the world around us. It's all just going on. And it's all just perfectly beautiful as it is. Dogs barking. Excuse me. People coughing. Children playing. Neighbours gardening. All sorts of beautiful things are happening right here, right now, in this moment. Where we're all able to just be together and return to that place of calm and that place of clarity. Right here in this moment, which is all there ever is. And here in the body, we're recognising not just what we can hear, but we can notice the sensations in our mouth. Maybe it's damp, maybe it would like a drink. But we've got our mouth, we can feel our tongue inside our mouth. Maybe we can touch the roof of our mouth with our tongue. Or one of the amazing things we can do with our mouth is smile. Maybe you don't want to do a whole super smile, but a half smile changes the body consorts chemicals, and it brings us back and it supports being in a state of peace. So that little half smile, and it helps change our body's physiology. It helps return us back to a more state of being. of centeredness, of calm. So as breathing here today, with a slight smile on our face, we're noticing that although we're right here, right now, right where we are, we're also breathing that one global breath that connects us to our global family, that connects us to the trees, the birds, the bees, the beetles. That one breath that we share with our brothers and our sisters. We can feel grateful for this breath. Grateful that we get to take another breath. Grateful that we get to be. Grateful that we get to be here today and return to this moment of peace and of calm. That regardless of what happens in the world around us, we've always got our body consort. We've always got a chance to return home to ourselves, right here, right now, right where we belong in our body, our home. Our home is not anything that's outside of us. Our home is our body consort. And it's always here to support us. Our body consort that can tell a million stories, that's experienced everything that we have throughout this lifetime, that speaks to us if only we'd listen, so we can respond with loving kindness, meeting ourselves right here, right now in the moment, with compassion. Maybe you've got little bits of aches and pains in the body. Maybe you've got a large ache and pain in the body. And when that happens, instead of focusing on the breath, we can allow ourselves to change our focus to wherever the pain is. So if we've got incredible back pain, we can then change our focus to the pain. And as we breathe in, we're breathing into where it's painful in our bodies and allowing the breath to soften and expand that part of that area of the body consort. And then as we release, we can breathe out that tension. So breathing in to the pain or the ache or the itch or the tension, and then breathing out and blowing away the tension or the pain or the suffering. We can do that too with our heart space inside our chest here. And as we breathe in, maybe our heart is aching. Maybe our heart is aching for the world that you used to know, for the family that maybe in some way that you're missing or you feel that you should have had. Maybe your heart's aching for someone that was loved and that's made the transition. Maybe your heart's aching for that place that you used to live, where you thought that you'd live for all your life and then one day you weren't able to be there anymore. You can change that focus from the breath to the heart space and allow ourselves to breathe with love, breathe that breath of air into the pain in the heart space and allow that tension to soften, allow that pain to just soften a little. And that's meeting yourself with such loving and compassion, having mercy, because you're such a treasure, you're so special. There's only one of you in the entire universe. And it's such a sad thing that you get to experience such pain. But you have your body consort and you're able to return to this state of clarity where you're able to take this moment and breathe in to the pains within the heart and meet yourself with that love and that loving compassion. I mean, maybe no one else could give it you, but right here, right now, in this moment, I'm breathing with you. And I sit here in complete unity with complete love, holding this space for you as we breathe and we breathe together. Breathing into this heart space now and allowing that love to be there. And then pushing away or breathing out whatever needs to release. Meditation is simply the act of returning to oneself so we can meet ourselves with loving kindness, so we can open up the mind and be more clear in how we respond to life and life's lifing. And being open then to the inspiration that comes so we can move forward and take a more kinder pathway, maybe a pathway with less friction, find solutions to overcome all the things, the traumas and the griefs and the things, the challenges that we get in life, so we're able to come back to ourselves with that place of love, meeting ourselves in the moment, and from that place and space of love is our place and space of peace. And we can do this no matter where we are in the world. We're able to come back to ourselves. And even more than that, when we get to do this like we're doing today, we're joining a global meditational, we're joining this global meditational field, which is pretty much a prayer field. We're just coming back to ourselves. And we're doing it for the highest good, which is to return calm and peace and centeredness to our bodies and to our very beings. We're going to change just through this act of meditation how we're able to show up in our world today, how we're able to show up for ourselves, how we're able to show up for each other. And this form of meditation can return us to a perfect place of peace, and in doing so it can return us to world peace. So recognising the emotional stuff, when there's pain, dissolve the pain, and it works. Absolutely, Drew. So hello, Drew. And yes, it really does work like that. I know this to be true because I was going through an incredibly tough time. And when I was going through this tough time, what I experienced personally was I was in incredible pain and suffering. I was, apart from my cancer journey, you can all follow it on the internet. You'll see there was times when I was in chronic pain, and the doctors couldn't explain what the pain was. And I learned how to sit with my pain, how to breathe into my pain. I no longer have that pain anymore. And I'm so grateful for that. But I'd had it for like 30 years. And when we're able to recognize our emotional stuff, when we're able to recognize the physical stuff, when we're able to just sit with whatever it is that we're personally going through in this moment, and just give ourselves that love and compassion, we're able to overcome the challenges, and we're able to grow in our awareness, and we're able to overcome the things that we don't even realize was possible. Impossible is actually I'm possible. And I know if I can do that, you can too. So now we've taken time to recognize ourselves and had a little experience firsthand of the tool of this meditation and the benefits of meditation. I wanted to talk today about immigration because immigration is really a challenge that we're all facing in the world, and people are not seeming to look at it with any form of um, truth. People are looking out into the world and they're witnessing people arguing and saying really harsh, cruel, challenging things about people who immigrate or people that move across the world. And people are, when I say people, we're coming across like the media, and we're coming across many things in the governments where they're making something out of something a lot smaller. They're creating a lot of pain and a lot of fear, and they're feeding that fear globally. We've got Macron and Keir Starmer at it in the UK. We've got Donald Trump in the USA. We've got the group, I'm not sure which group it is, over in Portugal, but immigration definitely is present, very present in the news globally in Europe and across the United States. And therefore I thought it was only right that I should address this and look at these fears and see if we could shine some light on a really challenging subject so we can return to a more balanced state of being that matters, that makes a difference. So beyond what the media says, which is, it's basically propaganda. So people know that fear sells, and the mind, from a psychologist's point of view, and I've studied psychology, from a psychologist's point of view, our mind is trained to pick up on things, and it's called the human negativity bias. I talk about this a lot. So our mind's trained itself to keep itself safe. It's how the body consort is trying to protect who we are. So our mind is saying, look for potential threats and take action. So when we hear stories and we read stories and we're faced with seeing things all over the media, social media, on the newspapers, in the shops, on the televisions we watch, on YouTube, strange adverts that pop up onto our phones and things like that, what we'll recognise is that there's a lot of fear-based, I call it food, it's they're feeding you fear-based food. Well, it's really helpful when we see things that are a bit freaky, a bit scary, or things that make us feel uneasy, to just take a moment and get a cup of tea, or take a moment to just breathe, come back to ourselves and recognise that actually, where is the truth in that? What's real and what's true right here in this now moment. So for many of us that have travelled between the UK and France will know that the stories that are telling and what they're showing on the media isn't what we actually get to witness firsthand. You know, you have to go out your way to witness it. And we know through our connections globally, through right use of the internet, we get to connect with our global family all around the world, and we get to see that people in America, they don't seem to have much of a problem at all with immigration. In fact, over, I think it was 79% of people know that immigrants are actually useful. I know my life was saved by an immigrant. So I am an immigrant. So when we look at things, we need to think of right here, right now, regardless of what we're seeing. So Drew's saying, agreeing about the media lies in the media fear programming part. Yeah, thank you. And what we're able to do is recognize from a wider perspective the truth of what is actually happening. Now, did you know, were you aware that it was only in 1925, which is like 105 years ago, that we first got passports, and that passports became a thing in America and passports became a thing in the European Union? It was only 105 years ago that the freedom to travel became such a thing, and it was following the First World War. And that has affected people globally because they decided that they'd create this passport system, and they altered things. Up until then, there was different ways of doing things, but pretty much we were allowed to travel around the globe. And like when you trace the history of humanity back 300,000 years, it would appear that humanity itself originates in Africa, which means that we're all Africans. We have to go back a fair bit through our lineages for some of us, but we're all Africans. And I was thinking, well, Trump's going on with himself, but he doesn't look like an indigenous American. And I wonder what his roots are, because he's talking about immigration like it's a bad thing, but I'm sure that he is only present in America today because his family, or, you know, they emigrated there. His immediate family, immigrants, his friend, or whichever way you want to see the game at the moment, Elon Musk was from Africa. You know, so we've all got these amazing things that are connections to different parts of the globe. We can say, oh, it's all about being British and it's all about Britain. But Britain, like, if you remember, if any of you have watched Monty Python, and you'll come across the bit about what did the Romans ever do for us? And you'll remember in Monty Python, there was talking about the roads and things like that. And what did the Romans ever do for us? Well, a lot of people in Britain actually have Roman descendants. We actually have Viking descendants. We actually have German, not descendants, is it ascendants? But our lineage takes us back to a time before the Celts even were in the UK. We was Europeans. The Americans, maybe they're called Americans today, but they didn't start that way. It's believed that life got to America through Serbia. So we're all immigrants. In our lineage, we all originate, like, we're all Heinz 57. There is no purebred. Like, we are not we're one race, a human race, and we all happen to have travelled the globe together. And what amazing things do we get to benefit from? The food trades, like all the British tea, it came from China, you know. All the amazing things that we get to wear, the clothes, like I'm wearing this dress that was gifted to me, that was brought from Morocco. And it's so cool, so much cooler than the British or Portuguese clothing. So I'm here wearing a most amazing dress gifted from Morocco. So our clothes come from all sorts of different places. Our diets come from different places. The people that work in the hospitals, the people that work within dentistry, the people that work in education, the people that work within religious or spiritual institutes. There's so much of what I do and what I share that has come from somewhere that wasn't from where I was originally. So I have teachings, I've experienced teachings and things from the indigenous people in Cusco and Brazil. I've experienced teachings and stuff and studied and was ordained as a minister, as a reverend in metaphysics in America. through the International Metaphysical Ministry. A lot of the things that I practice is yoga and things, and this originates to parts of India. I do like to look at Hinduism. Meditation itself, it can originate, I think, maybe even from China and places in the Asian world. So when we look at things like that, our whole life is built on a whole beautiful mix of everything that is. And everything that is only possible because we immigrate and we move about and we travel and we share our knowledge and our experience and our cultures, and we learn about the most marvelous things. So I really want to recognize that there is only one global family, and we are it. And we are all relatives in one way or another because we all do originate from Africa. And we are all breathing one air. We can't do anything to ourselves without affecting other people. We're living on a round planet. The air circulates, the water circulates, you know. So the water cycle, you know, it may come from here in land where you are, you know. So we're all living in this world where all the elements circulate, and we're able to be, and we're only able to be on this one planet as the one race that we are, and there is no separation. So we don't need to believe the lies that we're told. We do not need to, we need to come back to ourselves and find our own truth in this. That every single one of us, where's our common ground? We all want to be safe. We all want to be happy. And we think about the threats, the perceived threats from other people. And I'm sure there's ways of doing that. But when we recognise the unity of us all and the interconnectedness of us all, we could not harm another person, because we know that by harming them, we're knocking ourselves out of the food chain. So we can flash all our great big toys around and yeah, humans are the same. Never you mind. You are so right. Humans are the same. Cultures are different. Some are better than others. And in the way that you're saying some are better than others, I believe that we all have our own truth. We all have what is right, as in our right and our truth, that suits us for where we are and where our awareness lies within life. And although we don't agree with certain things, like we might not agree with child marriages and the way things are in certain cultures, and we may believe ourselves to be more evolved in certain things, then there are other ways in which more people are evolved in different ways compared to us. Yes, if you've travelled the world, you'll have seen it firsthand, absolutely. And some things, we don't have to agree with things that other people do. We don't have to practice it. But by travelling the world, we get to breathe and we get to see and we get to experience so many things that widen our own perspective. Some things you'll be able to learn and grow through. And some things, yes, you say some cultures treat people like garbage. So in that respect, yes, the way that we see some people treat other people, it really is not nice. But we don't have to join in. We don't have to behave the same. So for my life, I want to stay away from them. Absolutely. You see, so what I'm saying is we don't have to hang out with the people that we don't agree with. We don't have to invite them to our houses. We don't have to support the belief systems. But it isn't right to kill or destroy, because we all have this ability to learn and to grow. For our own safety, we all have this thought, we all have our minds, And it's about taking back our mind and returning to the presence and who we really are, in who we want to hang out with. So we get to choose who we want to hang out with, and we get to hang out with people that are like-minded. We get to share our skills, and we get to grow with people that are more suitable to our level of awareness, whatever that is. Absolutely, there is more good than bad in this world, or else we'd be gone by now. So I don't like to, personally don't like to say there's good and bad. I always look at things like a great big scale, like a big balancing act. And if you look, there is so much more. I mean, for instance, there's 80% of the planet isn't living in conflict, which is a relief compared to what you see on the media. And how many of us can live by example and practice returning to, yes, it is a curveball, you're right. So we're able to, or a bell curve, yes. So basically we're able to come back to ourselves, take responsibility for where we're at and where our mind is, and we don't have to hang out with the people that we don't agree with, but we're never going to solve the same problem with the level of awareness that created the problem in the first place, or created the challenge. We create our solutions because as we rise, like the tide, all ships rise together as we become more aware and more kind to ourselves, and we set off this radiant light. Listening to Muji helps you. Absolutely, Muji is really cool in many ways. And for me, it was Ram Dass helped. It started off with Muji, and I'm finding there's so much greatness in Deepak Chopra at the moment. There is many different people that are lighthouses in the world. There is many different things that we can come across, and when we see that light, that radiant light of someone who's done the work, their inner work, so they're able to be more in a place of clear and calm, what we're able to recognize is the truth that we're able to come back to ourselves, and we're able to find other people that we can resonate with. As we resonate with other people, our global, well, it starts off as our community light starts to shine brighter, and then it becomes a global light. So Agape International, where I attend on Sundays, we started off 38 years ago, I believe it was 38 years ago. Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith had an idea, and he met up with a few friends, and they visioned together, and they built an amazing, all-inclusive, diverse, it was fairly omniist, it was recognizing the truth and peace and love, and agape is universal love. So it was bringing people back to that state of being. It started off with a handful of people with one person's thought. It's became millions of people now all around the globe. We are a global family. We are radiating as lighthouses from wherever we are in the world, and we're showing up for people. We're acts of service. We're helping people out. We're being the change we want to see in the world. It started with one person, and in this time we grow. It says here, unfortunately, I'm an alcoholic working in a corporate job, miserable inside, trying to find light and take back true self. Unfortunately, childhood trauma I've not yet worked through. Okay, so I'm going to meet you right here, right now in this moment. You're not an alcoholic. I think it's wonderful that you're saying that you are, and you're recognizing that there's a facet of you, there's a bit of you that likes to drink and finds that alcohol is a tool and it's working, and that's why you're attached to that tool and you can't put it down right now, and you've got a corporate job. I hear you, and work can be incredibly challenging. Now when we feel miserable inside, it's because we're off balance as a person, because we haven't found us a way of returning to our centre. And I can resonate deeply with that. I can resonate deeply with having a miserable life, feeling miserable, trying and praying and hoping for either light or death. And that dance with life and death, and pretty much death all the time, especially with PTSD from childhood trauma, all those things playing out, wondering what the hell was a true self, how do I come back to my truth, what the hell is my truth, and where am I at right now, and do I even want to survive through another day? So I really, genuinely, truly, from the heart, I can resonate, and I want to meet you here with total, like, just presence, and I see you, and I know that you're more than the alcohol, and I know that you're more than the job, and I know that there is already light inside you, and I know that there's so much knowledge, and there's so many things that you have learned, that you are right here on the earth, right here, right now, because you have got amazing gifts to share and amazing knowledge to share. So thank you for showing up today. Thank you for sharing, because your words help too. As my words are touching you, your words are touching me. I'm able to show up for you because I have been through childhood trauma. Last night I was doing a video with Ava, and we're going to be, it was really long. We just didn't know it was going to be that long. So we need to edit it and put it out. But there's things within that that will help you. And know that we are here. Creative Ministry is an act of service. We're here to serve people to recover the truth of who they are. We're accessible to all, so you can get hold of us at any time, any day. You can send us an email. You can find Creative Roots on Linktree, Creative Roots on Facebook, Creative Roots, don't forget it's with the Z, here on YouTube, on Instagram. Drop us a line if we can help at all. And no, just through showing up, we share practices. I've done intense work myself, and I've also had intense training as a psychologist in psychology, overcoming grief and trauma. I've got a couple of books out. I'm working on another. So I'm really here knowing that as I shine today from my level of awareness, you too shine from yours, and together we're here united to come together to make the world a better place to live. And we can only do that by finding our common ground and recognizing where our tools are and remembering where our power lies, because you have the power to change wherever you're at. And sometimes you have to get to the real depths of things before you can be reborn, before you can return to the roots of who you are. You have to go down before you come up. The Ho'oponopono belief system is all about taking our conscious to meet our inner child, which is our subconscious, and then going to divinity, which is the life that is, and the power that is, and the strength that is, to be able to overcome trauma. So there is many ways where we're able to come back to the truth of who we are and recover and remember and reawaken to a life that we were all destined to, that we were mandated for. It is our birthright. So I don't want to keep ourselves for too long today, but I wrote a prayer this morning and I've got a blessing. So like I say, you can come and connect with us at any time. Drew, thank you. I used to be there too, friend. All behind me now after self-realization, and you can put it behind you too. So never you mind, never you mind. Absolutely, thank you for that, Drew. When we have our realizations, our self-realizations, because it's all about us coming back to ourselves, we're able to rebalance, recenter, and show up in the world in a way that only we can. And my light, Drew's light, your light, all the light that is, we're able to show up and we're able to be the lighthouses that help people return to who they are too. So with this, I'm going to drop into prayer. I'm going to drop into that space and place where we're able to talk to that something within ourselves, that deeper spark, that divine life that keeps us all going. I'm just so grateful for. So I'm so grateful today, absolutely so grateful for right use of the internet, for us all being able to be present right here, right now, right in this moment. For Drew, for Never You Mind, for Dr. Reverend Michael Beckwith, and for all the lighthouses like Muji that show up in the world today, that are showing up and being present so we can learn to be present, so we can return back to ourselves. I am so grateful that the power that we all have as unique individuals, and how we can return to our power when we recognize and realize the power that we had, that we was giving away. We can come back. The power we get from all our individual unique experiences, so we can show up and keep shining in the world. I am grateful for truth that we are a global family. We all get to stand on common ground. We all get to breathe one breath. We are all one whole. I am grateful for the billions of ways we get to show up on the planet as unique individual beings, expressing ourselves as only we can due to the experiences that we've had to grow through. So I'm so grateful that there are so many billions of ways that we can learn to resonate. I'm so grateful for the one love that supports us all, that one love that just unites us. Beneath everything that is in existence is a love. Everyone is genuinely coming from a place of love, trying to show up in the world and do the best that they can with what they've got. And yes, some are seriously misguided and they've got a lot more work to do to expand their awareness, but that's where they're at, and no one is wrong. No one is doing anything wrong. Everyone's just at their stage of awareness, and they're growing, and other people are growing because of what we see and what we experience. And from this space and place of gratitude, I recognize the one love, this one love that's uniting us, and the one activity that is all activity, that's always showing up, that gives us the pain, that pushes us into new visions, the pains and the suffering that we get, that it's actually just pointing us back onto the right path. You know, we come off the path and we start getting thorns and stuff. It's redirecting us when things aren't right. We know it isn't right. It pushes us for change. That's that one love that's supporting us. That's that one truth that's pointing us back to where we need to go to be able to develop ourselves. I recognize that incredible one essence, that living spirit that's working through and as each one of us here today and every day. I recognize that one present that's always present, that's never absent, that's no thing, that's something. That when you look in quantum science and you look and you see between each and every cell there is a no thing. And they didn't know what it was because it didn't seem to have a matter, but it's this space, and there's this space and this place, and it's between everything that is all in existence, because everything is that living spirit. And for that I am just so grateful. And I recognize if there's only one thing beneath the appearance of many, I recognize that I am the oneness, and each one of us here is that oneness. We contain that oneness. We're all individual expressions of the one life and the one love. And we're showing up only in the way that we know how right now, this moment. We are all powered and charged by the living spirit. It's the thing that even on the hardest days, you know, we still choose to show up. We still get to breathe. We still get to another chance to change our lives, to change our mind, to return to who we are. You know, We are all connected through the unified field, and we're united through loving kindness. We're circulating this breath of life. We're circulating the sacred waters. We are held together by the no thing that's absolute intelligence, and it's a presence that's never an absence. And it cannot be named, it cannot be seen, it cannot be heard. And I realise that this presence is that which resonates with all that we radiate. And it moves through and as us, through the seasons of our lives, all seasons of our lives. And I realise we're one global family. And together we hold the skill sets we need to co-create a life worth living. We have the power for peace. We have the power for love. We have the power for safety. Because together we can and we will bring stability and safety and love and peace and harmony and beauty back to our very being. I know this is true. I know this is possible. I know this is possible for each one of us here. And I am thankful for these words because I know they are absolutely true. And I know that each one of us contains all that we need beneath the appearances, beneath the illusion, beneath the Maya. We all contain the skill sets we need to grow, and that we can be that change we wish to see in the world. And for this, I release these words, knowing that they're my truth. Knowing that they're already returned as results, because everything that there already is, and it's just waiting to be turned into being, it's waiting to become whole. And so we are, and so it is. Amen. Ashe. Aho. So here it says, never you mind, I'm so far from being anywhere, but thanks, Drew. No, you and every single one of us are exactly where we need to be, listening to the exact words that we need to hear to recognise our truth, that we are so important. We are so important. Our being here is so important. I am going to make sure that I edit and get those videos out. Drew, I have the same tears in my eyes as you do now. Never you mind. I know in my heart you will come through this soon. And I know this is true. I know that, never you mind, I know that no matter how hard things are and how hard things have been, I know that we are here united in strength and with our own personal powers. As I feel the power in me and Drew feels the power in him, and we all know we cry the same tears, we feel the same pain, we're loving the same love. We are all one. You are us. You are us and we are you. And I know, never you mind, I know that you hold so much possibilities and so much potential, and there is so many opportunities waiting for you, so you can live the life that it was your birthright to live. And I know that your future is bright, and I know it's not an easy path to walk. Childhood trauma is not an easy path to walk, but there are many of us who have been able to walk that path and show up today and say that there is hope, there is light, there is love, there is possibilities to go from no thing to something. There is a time where you hit rock bottom, and we know, we are living proof that you can hit rock bottom, and it takes one choice to sign out, or you get to carry on and to show up and just try and see what happens. And somehow, through keeping back to ourselves, maybe you need to lose the job, I don't know. In life, I've had to lose so many things so I could find myself. I've had to lose my home. I've had to lose everything to get to where I'm at now, because each time I had to learn something else, you know. And for you, all I can do is just say, it sucks. I'm so genuinely sorry that you're living this and you're going through this. But I know with every ounce of my beingness the truth of who you are and what you are. And I'm holding you with love, and you're going to be in my prayers, and I'm going to be thinking of you every single day. Know this is my truth, and feel our love. I speak for me and Drew when I say I'm sending you so much love right now. You are being held. You are very important. You do matter. It is so important you show up as you. And if the only way you can show up is using those tools that you have right now, so be it. Because it doesn't always have to be that way. And life can change. And anything is possible because you are possible. So, Rob. Okay, Rob. You will be in my thoughts and prayers, Rob. And you know, it takes 101 times sometimes. You never fix it. Maybe you do. Maybe there's things that human negativity bias is pulling you up on, so you think you're caught up in a trap. And I bet there's so many different things that you have grown through and you have grown from. So, Rob, I know that you are changing and that there is hope. Thank you, Drew. Thank you so much. And yeah, promise yourself you'll choose more positive thoughts and words in this short term, friend. My prescription is for these depressive thoughts is two things: get one more sunlight and help another do acts. And it's never Rob saying, yeah, trap is the right word. It can be. We get ourselves caught up in our belief systems, and when we're caught up in our belief systems, they really, that's why we get caught up, right? You know, Ram Dass is a good one at pointing out these things, because he was a psychologist, and he used to laugh and say, caught up again. And that's how it is, you know. It's not that it's great to say you'll try, and this is one of my habits. I say try. The thing is, every time you do make an attempt, you are already doing. Every time you think, whatever, like, I'm going to have like one less drink today, or I'm going to wait to have the next sip of that, or I don't need to do that, or you need to, you know, join us. Join us on a Saturday, me and Ava. It's completely free. We do take love donations, but we held life visioning sessions on Saturday. We create a safe space where we support our community. You are our community. Join us. Come. You go to Linktree. You click on joining with not Soil and Soul. That's today on Sunday, but you can join us there on a Saturday. Depending on where you are in the world, you'll be able to work it out. It's 7 o'clock if you're like the UK or something. It's 8 o'clock if you're in other parts of Europe like France and Spain, or 11 o'clock in the morning if you're in America. I think it's Pacific time. So please do show up. We are here for you. We do offer these things so we can be accessible, because we want to be able to serve everyone, you know, and we're here to support you. Thank you. There's many things on my YouTube channel here. You're going to see so many things. You'll see, might be worth looking at how I changed my life. You've got a story. It isn't just a story, it's real, my real life, how I overcame PTSD, childhood trauma, and things, and being homeless and going through all sorts, to now I own this, what's becoming a retreat centre, and maybe you'll end up being a community member. I don't know. The possibilities are there in the world, you know. We are here for you. We didn't show up for ourselves. No, this is a service. We are serving humanity. You, Rob, are our family. You matter. And we care about you. So please, see what you can find in there and reach out. We are there to listen. We are there to talk. Thank you. So I'm going to end today's service with a blessing, and do know that I am here for every single one of you, and I do make it a point of being accessible. So please know that we are here. Myself and Ava and Chimpy and Deg, we are here. We've got Deg does Dow, is into the Dow. We've got Chimpy, she's amazing for social media and stuff. She's just right on it with prayer, and she specialises with like impacted kids and stuff like that. Ava, she's from Poland, so if you need to speak Polish, And here I am, here in Portugal. So we're global, and we're here, and we'll be there for you at whatever time zone. So ending today's service, but it's never an end, only a new beginning. For all of us here, for Rob, for Drew, for myself, each breath is a new chance to start again. May all beings understand the blessings and beauty of diversity. May all beings remember the oneness of who we really are. May all beings find balance and new beginnings in inclusivity. And may all beings live in peace, in love, and with ease. So much love to you all. Language is so important, but everything is a little bit at a time. Baby steps, don't overface yourself, always be realistic. Moving forward starts with one first step. And together, as a community, we will do that. We can take these steps, and we can move forward, and we can go, and we can grow, and we can show the world how it's possible to live and grow from nothing to something. It's possible. If I can do it, you can do it. And as Drew's done it too, we're really showing up today to say anything is possible. And with the right people, we are absolutely here. It's funny, you have ideas of moving to Portugal. Something draws me to it. Maybe this is a sign. Maybe it is the sign. Maybe you're who we were looking for. You never know. So, come on. We believe in you. And there's things out there, the support and things we can help provide. We can help you navigate things. This is how we are. This says, she's right, man. I was about to sign off before you came in. We're all here now for a purpose. My guru is Sri Mataji Nimala Devi. I trust the beautiful hostess doesn't mind me adding that. Absolutely not. I am a reverend of metaphysics. I have studied yoga. I've studied Hinduism. My guru, if you like, is Maharaji. I'm sure you know have come across Neem Karoli Baba. But I like to find the truth in all many things, which is like why through Creative Roots Ministry we look at everything from Buddhism to Christianity through we've looked at Taoism. We always take bits that are relevant and help people return to the light within themselves. And how we do that, it's all so individual and personal to ourselves. So you're committing to not drinking for 3 days to you all. That would be something I've not done for a long time. Well, I am here, and I'm grateful for your commitment and your showing up. And I know that you got this. And I also have a lot of connections with alcoholism and have seen it show up in my family and and my friends, and I've got many friends and connections who have been through 12-step programs and who have been sober for years upon years, who have had realizations and come to their own truth and their own ways of life. So yes, let truth in all masters. Sri Mataji teaches us to be our own masters, and that is the truth. That is, as in the truth that I have found, is there is truth in all masters, and we are our own masters. When I always talk doing the service, it's not about a God that's out there, it's the God that's in here. It's returning back to ourselves. I try and use as many different words for God or the divine or the unified field or cosmic goodness as possible, because truth is in all things. Truth is nature. Truth is love. You know, truth is, so far, to my understanding, universal laws. And as I learn to live these ways, life becomes more and more smooth and with ease. And for all that I had experienced, and I never thought I'd get a life like this, I now live here, off-grid, in a sustainable way, in central Portugal, where I'm creating a space for people to recover and reconnect themselves in, with knowing as the basis of truth being in all masters. So yeah, so thank you. You've been a divine blessing today, Drew. And Rob, you are also a divine blessing. And between you, you have made this service one of the most memorable and most impactful services that I have ever done. So thank you. And just before I go, I'm just going to read this because the comments disappear after I process it. And it goes on to YouTube, loses the comments. It says here, good for you, Rob. Don't judge the outcome. If you succeed, continue as long as you like. If you fail, don't feel guilty. Give it another go later. And with that, there's this thing, if at first you don't succeed, try again. And I say, there is no wrong. There's only balance. So it says, I'll go to play tennis in the morning, get some sunlight. I've been avoiding it because of hangovers. I'll take some food to feed the stray cats, also I love cats, and do something kind. That is so beautiful. Rob, that is so beautiful. And Ava's really a tennis kind of person. So thank you. Thank you. Drew, he says, thank you for a lovely live, very powerful, thank you, and thanks. Rob says thanks, so thank you. You just show up in the world. There's no wrong way, and every time we think it's a mistake, it's a mistake. It's the time to just reassess and try again, or do something different, to get a chance to have another go. And knowing what we've learned from the mistake, that wasn't the way to go, we can just keep going, you know. So much love to you both, much love to every single one of you. I know over 100 people watched last week's service, so please know that we are here truly as an act of service. Truly, we do genuinely care, we genuinely believe in the possibilities that we hold as each and every single individual that exists on the planet. We know the power we all contain inside us, and there is this one God, but it can be known by many names, and it's finding that's true for us. When I say us, it's our own self. So on this note, to thine own self be true. I love you so much. Be blessed. Have an awesome day.